I'm Dawn Priolat, and today I just want to show you how to use EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. I'm going to show you the very basics of this because there are like 22 acupuncture points, but I'm going to show you 7 because it's really all that you need. And so basically EFT is based on acupuncture. And what we're going to be doing, instead of using needles, we're going to actually stimulate the points using 2 fingers and just gently tapping on them. Now to begin with, there's what I call the setup. Now in the setup, what you need to do is figure out what the problem is, what is it that you are looking for relief from. In this example, we're going to use a headache because it's common. But you can actually tap along with me on anything you want to. If you have anger at your mother right now, for example, you can tap on that. So we measure from 0 to 10 the intensity of the pain. So let's just say for right now we're starting with an intensity of 10. 10 being like, this is the worst freaking headache I've ever had, you know? That's very high intensity, and 0 being it's completely gone, okay? So that this way we'll know when we're making progress. So now that we've measured the problem, the intensity, we're going to start by tapping on what's called the karate chop point, which is just located underneath your pinky finger and in between your wrist. It's this fleshy part on the side of your hand, and if you were to make a karate chop, that's the part that would hit whatever it is you're hitting. That's why it's called the karate chop spot. On all of these points, it makes no difference. Right, left, it makes no difference. You can even hit both if you go like this. It really doesn't matter. They work either way. The other thing to keep in mind, you don't have to have a PhD in EFT, okay? This is so simple, amazingly simple, and I've even had people do it wrong and it still worked, okay? So this is pretty fail-safe. So we start in the karate chop point, and you're going to start with the setup phrase, which is basically, even though I have this problem, I love and accept myself. So with a headache, we would say, even though I have this headache, I love and accept myself. And we're going to do this 3 times. Even though I have this headache, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this headache, I love and accept myself. Now the next step is you're going to go to the next point, which is going to be the top of your head. Now you can use all of the fingers of your hand for this one and just tap, and we're going to use a reminder phrase. And the reminder phrase is just to keep you in tune with the thing that you're tapping about. So for this we could just say, this headache, because you want to stay focused on the headache. Now the next point is the beginning of your eyebrow, above the bridge of your nose, 2 fingers, one side, both sides, makes no difference, and you say, this headache. And then you go to the end of the eyebrow, not the temple, it's actually at the end of your eyebrow, right on the side of your eye, and say, this headache. Note that you're basically tapping about 7 times on each point, although nobody's counting, so it really doesn't make any difference. You can tap 20 times, you can tap, you know, a few times. This is so foolproof, so don't get caught up in counting. Now, under the eye, and just say, this headache. Under the nose, this headache. Chin, this headache. Right in the crease of the chin. And the collarbone, this headache. The collarbone, if you just go to the U in the middle of your chest, right where a man would tie a tie, basically, and then move out a few inches on either side and tap right there and say, this headache. And now just take a deep breath. You're probably already feeling a lot more relaxed, as you can see, I am. And now we want to measure again. What's the intensity of that headache now? Let's just say that it went down to a 5, and we want to keep going with this until you get to a 0. If you're at a 0, you're finished, okay? So let's say we're at a 5 and we want to go through one more round to see if we can clear it down to a 0. We again start at the karate chop point, and this time we're going to change the wording just a little bit. So this time, even though I still have some of this headache, I love and accept myself. Even though I still have some of this headache, I love and accept myself. Even though I still have some of this headache, I love and accept myself. Again, back to the top of the head, this remaining headache. Notice I changed the phrase, this remaining headache. Beginning of the eyebrow, this remaining headache. End of the eyebrow, this remaining headache. Under the eye, this remaining headache. Under the nose, this remaining headache. Chin, right in the crease, this remaining headache. Collarbone, this remaining headache. Okay, again, take a deep breath. Measure again from 0 to 10. If you're at 0, you're finished. If you're not, then you can keep doing more rounds. But this is just to show you the basic EFT sequence, so that now if you see me or if you hear me in one of my teleseminars, or if you hear me on Blog Talk Radio and I'm taking you through a tapping sequence, now you'll know this is how I'm doing it, okay? So I will see you in the next video. Again, my name is Dawn Priolette.